And we do have my boy Daniel,
What's up, dog?
the
Daniel,
explorer.
everybody. My guy, the real vet, real Tarzan. Not the nigga on Instagram.
The
Real
real
Tarzan.
Tarzan.
Welcome on, Daniel, to All in One, man. We appreciate you coming by, stopping by. It's always a pleasure to have a new guest in today, but
The
yeah,
real Tarzan.
the real
The
Tarzan,
real
man.
Tarzan.
Y'all give me too much
So
credit, bro.
how's life, bro? How you living?
It's straight.
Good.
Trying to be on the dive team for Georgia Aquarium.
Okay.
That's the next move.
Like, how you even get to that? Like, what's the first thing they do? They see if you can swim first. How long you can hold your breath? Like,
Oh no, they don't do that shit. Like they're like, we want advanced motherfuckers, nothing less. And it's like it's a process. Me, I got basic certified, which is like the first step, advanced is second.
Mhm.
But I'm not pressed about it because I also like because they ask for your diver ID number, and they can look at all your dives. And I have scientific dives under my belt from my time in Thailand, so it's like they know you can swim, they know you can dive. Like it's just a matter of like
So they go do their homework. They do a background check on you and make sure that you could really do what you say.
facts,
It ain't no capping on the
You
resume.
can't just,
You can't have Joe
finesse it.
Schmo on.
like y'all gotta realize like when it comes to diving, like there's a reason they want motherfuckers that like can swim, but also like are fit enough to know like mentally like how is my body doing right now. And it's like because at different levels of depth different shit can happen to you. So like if I go up to like if I'm like let's say 18 meters deep underwater, I can't just go straight up when I'm about to run out of air. I got to go up to a certain level, and they have like technology, like you can see this in your watch about like, oh, just go up 4 meters, and it'd be like beep beep beep, or like it gives off a signal talking about wait right here for like 5 minutes, and then go up to the next level. Because if you go up too fast, you can get no, you don't die, but like it depends on how deep you are. But like for like even 18 meters, like for the basic levels, like certification, if you go up too fast, you're gonna cause barrel trauma in your ears. And it's like this one girl, I remember like she did it too fast. She went up too fast, and like after like 3 days of diving,
Yeah, this shit getting for real. I think I gotta take the shades off. I gotta look at this nigga.
motherfucker
What
funny.
happened?
After 3 days of diving, she started feeling weird, and then at the end of the like day 3, before our scientific dives, she had to go to the doctor on the island. It's a tiny ass island, Aqaurium, and this woman was bleeding from her ears.
So you really gotta be like skilled. This is like really a profession and stuff like that. You gotta be damn near like certified is what you saying. Like this ain't just no just average like divers, you know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
this ain't like I got a snorkel and like just through lung training I can go deep and stay there now. It's more to it than that. It's like I gotta like like as an athlete, like when you train your body to a certain degree, like you know when the tiniest thing is off. Cause it's like you gotta be aware of that shit so you can adjust. And it's like it's so many different factors. Cause after a certain point, nitrogen levels are so high, it feels like you're drunk. Never sipping a drop of alcohol. It feels like you're completely wasted. And you have to have the mental capacity and like fortitude to recognize that and just elevate 3 meters and just sit there. And like the second you stop feeling drunk, your nitrogen levels got back to normal and you keep going down. And it's just
So you get drunk and you go up and then go back down. Me, I'm going all the way back to the top.
no, you can't do that because like at that point when you're that deep,
Pause.
is more to it. Like because like you know when you're going like deeper.
pause. Yeah. There you go.
Your fucking lungs, they constrict. They get smaller. Because like as you go down, oxygen levels go up.
Exactly.
So you don't really need the oxygen at that, but at the same time you still need to breathe. And so it's like That's why, like, another thing is, like, you have to be aware of, like, you actually have to think to breathe. Because it's like, you trying to make sure that tank on your back lasts as long as possible. 1. 2, you don't want to, like, put unnecessary stress on your body. Because, like, as your lungs go that small and shit, and you go too fast up, your lungs expand like a balloon.
Gotcha.
And that shit could damage your ribs. So it's like, you got that.
So like, how do you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how's the job interview for this job? You gotta, like, basically, you gotta go get in the water and basically test your skills and see and show these people, like, you can do everything, like, at the aquarium, like you saying, on the dive team, like, basically.
That's the nice thing, because, like, I just signed up for an internship, because like, when it comes to, like, wildlife and all that, like, especially, like, American zoos and aquariums, like, that are, like, AZA certified, like, they're real strict about who works with the animals, because a lot of these animals are, like, endangered, vital to ecosystems, or, like, even if they're not, and they're like one of those animals, because, like, you can't, like, you know, the way you make money to pay for all the work you do, you need people to come. So, like, you don't, like, if you only got, like, endangered stuff, it's not gonna be that much. So they filling in with, like, a lot of other smaller stuff. But, like, the point is, when you're in with all those things, they want to make sure, at least here, like, that the best service, the best labor is possible, and yeah, it's like, you have to start as an intern, and if you want to get into, like, the deeper work, and if you don't, it's tough shit. Go somewhere else. And
how does someone not panic in the situation where you were saying, like, between going up and going down? That seems like a scary situation.
Well, one, just to answer your stuff first, when you get in situations like that, it's like, are you that guy or are you not? Because at that point, it's just like,
are you him or not? Basically, is what you just said.
Basically,
okay,
go
ahead, continue.
It's like, at that point, when you that far down, it's like, you have to be sure of your shit, that, you know, when something happens, you got it. Because if you don't, this ain't like, you know, this ain't like you playing football and you on the field, mistake happen, boom, get in the huddle, next play, bro, you gotta get over it. No, bro, you make a mistake here,
you're gonna die.
That's like, that's your life.
It'll cost you, basically.
Like, it'll cost you.
And
it's like, it's no one's fault but your own. That's the thing. It's no one's fault but your own.
It's like a track. It's like, basically, it's a sport of your own. It's you out there. It's you.
It's like that, but there's no second chances. Like, there might be a second chance, because I remember, like, when I was getting certified, and, like, even like, going into your stuff, you don't have to go deep underwater to, like, be in that sensation that you feel like, you know how, like, you know, like, we breathe air and, like, we don't really see air, and it's like, you know, fish, they underwater all the time, and, like, they don't like, even if they was above water, like, that's when it's like, oh shit, this is completely different type shit when we go underwater. But it's like, you don't have to go that far deep to realize, man, it feels like I'm above water on land doing my own thing, but I'm in that bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in that water.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, to get basic certified, you have to be able to handle 18 to 20 meters. And just then, 18, 20 meters, I look up. Bro, the surface don't exist. Like, it was as if land don't exist. Like, I look up and that shit's like
it's that deep underwater.
Bro, 18 meters, not even that deep, but that's how it feels.
What's the equivalence of miles of 18 meters?
Shit.
18 meters is how many miles?
Man, I don't even know the conversion for that.
Shit,
Man, I'm gonna have to
act serious.
whip out my phone. I ain't got Siri, man. I got an Android.
You got an Android, Daniel?
Man, I mean, they got Bixby. I never touched that shit, bro.
Who the fuck is Bixby? Who the the fuck is Bixby?
I don't want to hear shit.
What's
Give a
this?
shit what y'all say, bro.
Yo,
Majority of the world uses like
that
some
is
sort of
hilarious, bro.
Android, so fuck that shit.
He said majority of the world. You think we're behind because we're in the iPhones? That's a first world
I
thing.
honestly think as like a first world country, like we are definitely like behind in terms of technology, and like you see that with like phones. Honestly, there shouldn't be a phone war because like each phone has its pros and cons, and it's up to you to decide. But really, like as an international community, or like yeah, like Apple is third for a reason. Like Apple's technology is not up to par with like I'm not into technology like that. I got homeboys that are,
I am.
and it helps to have like friends in like diverse areas. But like Samsung's number two, Huawei, a Chinese company, which would never be sold in the U.S. because Chinese.
They sold out here. They sell phones out here.
I mean, shit, but like
The Oppo, Hawaii Oppo 2. I be up on them. But I'm not walking around just because of like the culture and stuff like that.
Other purposes.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not walking around with an
purposes.
iPad. This shit's 7 inches. You feel me? You can watch movies on it 4K Ultra HD. They got a fingerprint sensor on the screen. You feel me? It's behind the display. They got shit that, you feel me, an iPhone will never get. You get 24 hours of battery life on that bitch.
God damn.
On one charge. It'll charge from 0 to 60. I think it's called ultra fast charging. I think in 15 minutes. Nigga, you're good to go. Yeah, but no FaceTiming and your messages is green.
But
So you're not getting no hoes.
But Daniel, speaking of countries, man, I've been, you know what I'm saying, I've been knowing you for a little minute, man. I know you done traveled to quite a few countries, man. Like, first off, before I ask you this question, how many countries you done traveled to?
I think the number was 14.
God, 14 different countries, like stamped on a passport and everything. Like, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Like, these ain't even traveled to 14 states, 14 cities. You been to 14 countries, bro. Like, I gotta salute you on that. But out of all the countries you done been to, what you think the most dangerous one is?
It's kind of funny because it's like when you mention like, do you feel like I shouldn't be here, this and that? It's crazy because like the most dangerous I know I'll ever be at is the country I was born in, like Venezuela. Like, moved here when I was young. By the time I got into middle school, my parents made an effort to like go back every summer, and it's like by the time I started getting to know where I was from and like where I was born, like seeing my parents' high school friends, my cousins, aunts and uncles that I would never have met if my parents did this, like I didn't feel like shit. This shit dangerous. Let me stay in my room, type shit, because like I'm scared. Nah, bro. But it's like I know if you like white, American, European, like I feel like it'd be a different story just because like you don't know the language, you don't have people there, because it's dangerous, especially like when Chavez died and like the presidents changed to like Maduro, like all that shit went further into hell.
What part of Venezuela are you from?
I'm from Caracas, the capital.
Caracas.
Okay.
Like from
because I know like when you think of South America, you think of like the cartels and stuff. But I've never thought of Venezuela having. Does it have a cartel presence? What makes it dangerous?
We do not have like the traditional cartel presence. Like if I go to Mexico, if I go to Colombia,
right,
different.
Right,
man, the cartels are based there.
Right.
Venezuela is different. Venezuela is the neighbor to Colombia, and the way it went all to shit is that current government gives their shit away. And the reason like countries like the US don't intervene is because by that point, y'all like folks can say conspiracy all they want. The facts are there. China, Russia, and Cuba, they all have a hand in what's going on in Venezuela today. Like pandemic, when people needed aid, bro, ships from Turkey and 2 other countries like that was meant for Venezuela, they got intercepted by a US blockade in Cuba. That shit was not gonna touch where it was supposed to go. Cause why? They were like, man, send that shit over to them.
So you know something.
Bro, I mean, bro, it's facts. Like, bro, 40% of the country has already fled. Bro, imagine the US, bro. Imagine where you grew up. 40% of the people you grew up with escaped where you grew up with. Like,
And I hear the currency is bad there. The
it's the
currency.
world's worst
I heard you
currency.
got to take like wheelbarrows full of money just to get like loaves of bread and stuff like that.
Low.
Thousands of dollars of bills in in that currency just to get
It's
like
bad
simple
like that,
stuff.
then you out there?
It's bad like that, dog. It's the worst. It's the worst currency in the world. A bolivare, a Venezuelan bolivare, you're not gonna get shit with that. Like, absolutely nothing. And it's crazy because before Chavez and all of this, Venezuela was like it's still rich. It has oil. It has Amazon rainforest, so it can do logging, minerals. In Latin America, it's well known that a lot of intellectuals are from Venezuela just because like our level of education is also higher, like on average per population. And bro, like back in the day, like Latin America, like they not talking about, oh, let's save up money to go to US. No, they was like, let's save up money to go to Venezuela, because it's like it was like that, man. The bolivar that used to be worth more than the US dollar, which is crazy, because all transactions with oil is done with the dollar. Like that's how good it was.
Petro.
That's exactly how good it was. And bro, that's one of the places outside of the Middle East that has oil. So it's like, it's also the country with the most coast in the Caribbean. Like it's not an island, but because it's like part of the mainland, it's got all that land, most coast. So like tourism, fishing, like all that shit. If I was living there like I am here in the States, dog, I'm not seeing none of that shit. All that shit's going to the government, going to Cuba, going to Russia, going to China, and it's like that's why people are leaving, bro. One of my parents' high school friends grew up as a lawyer. Like she grew up to be a lawyer, and she was a lawyer for the opposition. She left the country because one day she realized her boss was nowhere to be found. Not answering calls, texts, nothing. Gone. She went straight home that day, packed up as much of her shit she could do, got on the first plane to Spain. Couple days later, her neighbor called talking about the military was looking for her. Bro,
They was finna take her.
Yeah.
it's gone.
Sicario. You see the movie Sicario?
Real deal out
Damn.
there, man.
It's like,
So at home is really like it's like a war
So
zone, man.
Venezuela,
Like
the worst
you
country.
like going back home, but at the same time, it's dangerous being back at home.
the last time I've been back home was sophomore year of high school, 2015. And that was the year Chavez died. Because the second he died, we couldn't go because my little brother was born here in Georgia. And so he would need a visa. And they purposely shut down the office in Miami, which takes care of the Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, I think, and Florida with Venezuelan immigrants. And because we couldn't get a visa for him, like we couldn't go. And by the time he could go, shit was so bad. My parents were like, we're not going there in the case that like they know we live in the US, because they can just check our statements and none of our shit's here. And it's like, why would we risk being caught as like some hostage
Like
shit,
prisoners,
you know?
yeah.
Prisoners
Like
and shit.
It's
Like,
like,
yeah,
we
that
already
shit
got
crazy.
freedom. Why play with it?
Cause it's like, and we go there, and it's like, you know, like with it being like so lawless, man, crime's shooting the fuck up. Why would we go when it's more dangerous than it was before? Like, so like my parents are like, we moved here because we knew this shit was gonna happen. Like my grandfather from my mama's side was Mexican, raised in Cuba, and the second Chavez came into power, he looked at that shit and he was like, I already know where this is heading. Y'all gotta leave this country as soon as possible, because it's gonna turn exactly like Cuba, and it did. It took 16 years, but it did. He was right, and that's why I'm here. That's why I've been here like for 20 years. Like when you travel and you travel with an open mind, like dangerous places don't feel dangerous, because if you got common sense, like you're not gonna go looking for trouble. You're gonna be vigilant. You're gonna spot trouble to avoid it, and it's like that's all it is. Cause it's like everywhere is dangerous. Like here in Atlanta, like we #1 in trafficking, bro. Like you're not careful, you're gonna get snatched.
Mm.
And it's
Quick.
like
Preach.
quick, bro, quick.
Preach.
Man.
Tell them girls watch their back doors in their Ultima. You better pay attention, and you better keep that shit on you. Cause you be at the gas station, you can be at the grocery store. They both dangerous.
You could be leaving your
But
job at the grocery stores. Yeah, that's the one right.
But no, yeah, I'm gonna say that's my official answer, just because my mom literally had to like look at me straight in my eye.
So nothing came ever close though to
No.
like back at home, like everywhere else you've been, like out of those 14
was
countries.
it gun violence or was it like
Yeah, like what's going on? Like is niggas getting hung like the cartel like in Mexico? Like
Folks are getting shot, disappearing, thrown in prison, like everything, man. Like anything you can.
Is it more like a higher rate?
I mean, shit, it's not a high rate if people are leaving. Like the end of my high school, the reason there were so many Venezuelans coming in is because of that situation. After that, like I went to DR, straight out of graduation, before freshman year of college. Venezuelans hot in that bitch. Costa Rica, my own cousin fled to Costa Rica. I had a cousin go through Panama, Ecuador, Mexico. Like, bro, like when I say 40%, 40% gone. So like I wouldn't say a higher rate, just because like folks leaving and folks staying there, trying their best to mind their business. Like, but it's like,
what is out there to even want to stay for?
when I say it's one of the most beautiful countries I've done ever seen, and like the culture, like, cause like we do have like even a strong Asian presence, like majority Chinese because of the situation, but even before that, like we had Chinese, teeny tiny bit of Japanese, tiny bit of Korean, Hispanics from all over, lots of black people from like either Haiti or like they grew up there, because like down there, like they don't really see race, they see color. Like it's more colorism versus racism. And even then, it's not as serious as here in the States. Like here in the States, it's like that's so deep in like history. Like even today, we feeling that the effects. But like down there is different, because it's like down there, it was like we either all free or we not. And like when they got rid of Spain, that's how it was. I mean, yeah, colorism, like the darker you are, it was harder. But like at the end of the day, it was like easier than back here in the States. But it's just beautiful to be in, beautiful to see. It's chill. Like I've been to several different parts. I've been to Caracas. I've been all over the provinces near the Amazon rainforest, because like we got to go see Angel Falls. And I remember one year we actually did like a road trip to see a lot of uncles and aunts that I would never know. Because like on my dad's side, he got like, his grandfather had 27, I think, no, either my grandfather or his grandfather had like 27 siblings. My mom's side, her grandfather, I know it's her grandfather, has 16 siblings. So it's like big family type shit.
Fucking.
So like, we was like traveling everywhere to see
Whole lot of fucking.
people. You said a whole lot of fucking. There's a funny story about that. There's a funny story on my dad's side, but I don't think I'm gonna share it tonight. But again, what?
27 siblings?
27.
That's a whole lot of fucking.
All because of the supermarket. I'm gonna leave it at that as a cliffhanger.
what is wrong with you?
Fucking supermarket.
No, don't worry about it.
I'm about to say continue.
That be another day.
A brothel, if I've ever seen one.
Fucking stupid. But no, yeah. So it's like I've been to several parts. We went to the coast. We actually lived on an island where like the water we drank and bathed in was collected by the rain in like these giant ass tubs. And like we was there for like a solid 3 to 5 days.
Was it acid rain?
No, it's like, what you talking about acid rain? No, it's like regular ass rain.
You know about acid rain,
I know
though.
about acid rain.
All right.
So was the rain over Venezuela not acid rain?
No, bro. That's like more like where there's heavy fog and smoke in that bitch.
Because you know they poison the air.
They could poison the air, but I don't think they'd be dumb enough to do it because they still need some sort of labor.
Yeah.
But
That's why they do it to certain parts.
Yeah, they do it at certain parts, but they ain't have to do it, bro. They barely got shit to begin with. Like people, I mean, but nah, man. Like
No,
I
I
forgot
actually
the
got
original question, so I
you
would have
good
kept
though. You
going.
good. You actually nailed and answered everything on the question that we need to know now. I actually got another two-way kind of question for you though. Like, I want to know, like, in your personal opinion, like, staying on top of with the 14 countries, like, what's the, in your opinion, the most overrated country? Like you was hyped about going to, and then when you went there, you was like, man, this shit ain't really all that. And then what's the country that like really surprised you and shocked you outside of your, my bad, outside of your hometown? You know what I'm saying, or something that you like was like, man, this is like one of the best countries I've been to. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to know, like, in your opinion, like, what you thought of that, like.
Easy answer. At least with the worst, most overhyped. Definitely Costa Rica.
Damn.
Absolutely.
Quick answer.
The other one I'm gonna have to think about, but like definitely Costa Rica.
No vacation, no trips to Costa
No,
Rica.
I'll do
Bet.
trips. I'll do trips. But like all these white folks talking, because it's always white folks. I shit you not, bro. Troy, you laughing, but like, but I peeped.
Talk about
peeped.
it. Talk about it.
I peeped, bro.
Talk about it.
Man,
Don't get us canceled though. But talk about it.
That's why you saw me.
Nah, bro, hold on, bro.
We have to cut this.
I saved
You
this
know my
because it's
favorite
like,
button is.
because like a lot of them, bro, they be like, oh man, Costa Rica, man, like we gotta go move there, we gotta go live there. That's the spot. And like, granted, one of the spots in the world where like people live the oldest. Me and CJ was talking about this earlier on our own, but like one of the cities is in Costa Rica, but it's like, dog, it's just a Latin U.S. It's a Latin USA, bro. The Costa Ricans there, like the ticas, bro, they just a Hispanic USA American, and it's copy and paste.
They racist.
Fucking hella
Racist.
racist.
They ain't fucking with niggas coming over there.
But I wouldn't say hella racist because it's still better than the U.S. But they definitely snobby, disgustingly snobby. Like I was there for 2 months on an internship in a rescue center. We was working 72 hours. Let me tell you, the people that was down to earth, every single one of them, light skin or darker, Nicaraguan, not a Costa Rican, bro. Like almost all my interactions will always be like some snobbish, privileged, entitled ass attitude. And it's like, damn, bro. Like every other country, I've been to Haiti, I've been to Jamaica, Honduras, Venezuela, Thailand, South Africa, bro. All those countries, I ain't never seen a snobbish attitude that could compete with an American snobbish attitude, bro. Like that shit was out of this world. But country was beautiful. Fucking great. Not all of them were like that, but it's like, obviously you can argue that because it's like, obviously not all of them are going to be like that, but like if the majority are, I'm going to call it that as it is, bro. And it's like, I think the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen in my life was in Costa Rica, over in Montezuma. Not even a touristy spot. That's the great thing, because I had to go by bus, take a ferry. I was taking a fucking 3-day, 4-day fucking off day.
Boy, you dedicated, huh?
So are you picking Costa Rica for overrated and like the most like?
Bro, overrated? No, I ain't gonna say the best. Definitely not.
Okay,
Because like at the end of the day, like even then, like the U.S. dollar is like however many colones. I forget the amount, but it's still more value than the colones. But the reason a lot of people in that country are like, bro, let's just switch to U.S. dollars as our national currency. Because if you do the conversion from colones to USD, is the same exact price as if you would have bought it at the U.S., which is dumb as shit. You might as well switch to U.S. dollars. Because it's like the whole country's mountain. So if you love hiking, you love going out in the jungle, like there was this one time I had to do like I had to go apprehend with one of the vets a pair of scarlet macaws It was in this like place so high up in the mountains, like, bro, I step out the car door, I'm in a cloud, because that's how high up it is. And it's like they ain't got room for farming, they ain't got room for agriculture, and so a lot of shit's expensive because they have to
He
import
was
a lot.
up in the clouds.
Yeah, bro. That's why a lot of like one of the main attractions in Costa Rica is like cloud rainforest, because it's so high up it doesn't rain. It just has that horizontal precipitation where like because you're in a cloud, you're soaking up the moisture that would have fell as rain.
They got weed out there.
Absolutely fucking not. Legally. Illegally, hell yeah. Hella weed down there. One of the dudes at the rescue center was a plug.
What is smoking like?
Damn, he trapping out the rescue center.
What is smoking like?
Niggas stressed. I done rescued niggas out of shit.
I mean, this nigga Daniel rescuing niggas and shit. You need some relaxation.
Shit.
I cried 3 times during those 2 months.
Damn.
It was tough. It was
a
definitely
real
tough
man,
because you deal with a lot of death, and yeah, like human deaths hit different. Because like let's say like I'm not pointing it out there, but like one of y'all died, I'm gonna feel some type of way. It's like I know y'all type shit, you know. Versus like some random animal I'm rescuing, I don't really have that personal connection. It's a little bit easier type shit.
Yeah.
But like even then, you're still surrounded by so much death. And like even then, like I said, it's a lot of like the U.S. a lot of corruption and like private stuff. So even though it was a private rescue center, the owners both lived in the mansion, like home, like movie theater, one room, pool center, another room type mansions, and the rescue center with like all of our food we fed the animals, even ourselves, the shit they cooked for us was free. Because they would go on the specific day in the market, vendors would throw away the food because they can't sell it the following week because it's rotten. Like it'll get rotten and they can't sell it at the price they want to sell it. So they give it to them for free. So the shit we was eating, the shit the animals were eating was that quality. I paid to work, man. 2 months, 72-hour work weeks each week. I paid to work, man, because I need vet hours to get into vet school. And at the same time, I want to do some good work. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the front lines of conservation. I'm in the rescue center, in the middle of the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Shit. Shit.
I paid $3,600
Shit.
to work there
Shit.
for 2 months.
Shit. And they feeding you free slop from the neighborhood paprika.
It's like that shit toughens you up right there because it's like
It toughens your stomach up.
It toughens your stomach up. It toughens your mind up. It's like it's serious, man. Like you know, it's
They
like,
had my boy on MRE meals ready to eat, bro.
Oh God. 3-4 times a day, and then you going to help people. I have an attitude. Like shit. Yeah. Can we get some? I don't got nothing to eat either.
I shit you out.
He just said that shit makes you tougher. He said that shit makes you tougher, bro.
No, cause like, bro, God, man. One of the bonding points is like the head vet, cause a lot of shit's her fault too. Bro, she lives 10 minutes down the street. I know this because my cousin lives across from her. She always show up at like 10. And
Y'all
breakfast is 6:30.
Yeah, I know. Dark 30. Yeah.
Labor starts at 7 because we had a lot of babies in that bitch. We had baby sloths, raccoons, coatis. Like
what's that?
A coati's like it's actually very like closely related to the raccoon.
What the fuck is that?
And bro, it's this brown creature with like a slender nose. Really cool, really beautiful creature.
We're gonna pull it up.
Hey, bro, I'm about to say, make sure you
pull it up.
I don't even know.
Put it in above Daniel's head.
I'm finna pull that shit.
We can't even spell that. You can't even spell.
We're gonna spell it.
I thought it was gonna say near Kawati.
Wait. Hold on. I gotta get to Google.
Kawati.
What the fuck is that shit called?
COA.
COA. The fuck is this shit? Do look like a raccoon? What the fuck?
Yo, that shit is crazy. And you said
so like we had those. We had like
the tail isn't just as wide paws as a raccoon. Okay, gotcha. Go ahead.
I mean, it's not an ugly animal. Do they bite?
Not really. I mean, I was able to go in there. I mean, if you bothering them, yeah, they're gonna bite. But like, I'm on my
This is a
business.
baby though you dealing with.
Yeah, only one of them was a baby. The rest were adults.
It literally looked like a cousin of a raccoon.
Let me see.
That's all it looked like.
Oh fuck no. I'm not getting in a cage of them shits. 10, 15 of them. You got me
No,
fucked
they
up.
chill. They real chill, bro. Like, bro, even in
Do they make noises?
like resorts,
Okay, because the noises is what let me know the caliber of scared I need to be of an
Kinkajou.
animal.
That bitch. That shit. I know what you're talking about. That's a good rule to live by. That's a solid rule to live by.
That's a dangerous noise animal.
It's a dangerous noise animal.
What is it called?
Kinkajou.
Kinkajou. What noise it make?
Let me
That
see.
shit's scary as hell.
Let me see if I can.
ask him to?
No, let me see if I can recreate the sound. Probably not, because that
I know
bitch
that
is
shit
very.
like that shit like.
No, definitely not.
You sound like a demon.
It's a high pitched screech that makes you want to turn the fuck around.
Oh no, I don't want to hear that shit. Don't
You don't want to hear that shit? You don't even try?
Don't worry, I'll put it in the. I'll put it in
Go
there.
ahead and find an audio
Yeah.
clip, because that shit.
We're gonna be
high-pitched.
reaching out to you. Just to spell most of these, the
I got
Koichi and the Pikachu, whatever you have, the Pikachu.
Chewbacca.
So, like, Daniel, what's the most
Homeboy.
dangerous or scariest animal that has you like on your toes that you feel like you dealt with, though? Like, in your personal opinion?
Komodo dragon.
Black Mamba.
I would say.
Before you answer that, why are you thinking about an answer? I'm gonna say this, man. Working with animals, period, man. I gotta salute you, bro. You's a brave motherfucker, man. like, cause this shit,
Bear Grylls.
like for real, working with certain animals, bro. Like, man, me and him will tell you, we from down south. We done seen some shit in the backyard, in the woods, and forest. We be like, we not too frowned upon. So it's just like, it's just like the shit you dealing with and the shit you doing, like, it's for a good cause and everything. And I know this is like your passion, what you really love, but. Yeah, like, I already know, like, it's finna be something off the wall you finna say.
Bro, is tough. I would say the most dangerous animal that had to be on my tongue. One of them, I think, when I was in that rescue center, had to be the 2 spider monkeys we had. They're a contender. I say.
Can we skip over the spider monkey?
I say that spider monkey, that kinkajou, that was problematic. And then in South Africa, I would say either the cheetah or like the reptiles I had to deal with, because it was my first time handling like that many different species of snake, and
Oh fuck!
that
no, I don't
inexperience.
fuck with no snakes.
This
bro.
man said he worked with a cheetah and reptiles and snakes
I've never
and
heard of a
and a
kinkajou,
spider
bro.
monkey.
What the hell is
Like, bro,
kinkajou?
you just named like 4 different
When you
ones.
said a
That,
spider monkey, what specific? Now that we heard the animals, spider monkey. When you say that, is that a specific name for a specific type
It's
of
a
monkey?
specific type of monkey. So like, funny thing, bro. At least with that rescue center, bro, 2 months, I got enough stories to fill up like a whole week worth of episodes. But at least with the spider monkey shit, so the spider monkey is a monkey that eats mainly fruit. And so like there's different type of monkeys, like a howler monkey is another popular monkey in Costa Rica. They eat mostly like veggies, so their range is smaller. But spider monkeys, because they eat only fruit, it's like an expansive ass territory. Not only that, there's some pretty big monkeys. Like if they stood on their hind legs, they're like the size of like an elementary school child. And the reason we had the 2 that we had, and it's so sad because like by the time I got there, like their aggressiveness is literally just like it's just from neglect and the conditions that the owner put them in. Because like all the money they was doing, bro, had to be like money laundering. I don't know, some type of shit. I swear, only because of the workers, like the maintenance people, be telling me shit. I didn't even ask for it. But the spider monkeys, they were there, and this is like public knowledge. This is something no one lies to. Is because they used to be at a different rescue center where they were so chill and so comfortable with the people, they would actually take them on walks, holding their hand, like a little bitty child type shit. They would have them all over them, let them climb all over them. It was like the way you are with your pet dog or cat. You chill with them, y'all respect each other. It's all love.
Hell no.
One random day, this woman who was a volunteer, was in their enclosure by herself. Because why would, after many months and many years of a certain lifestyle, would they ever get aggressive? But you gotta realize, like, even people that want pets, because I have a homeboy that really wanted a cheetah, and I had to like explain it out of him. I was like, I know the state of Florida will let you have the state of Florida will let you have
Hold on.
crazy pets like that.
Nigga, we're not finna just skip over that. Like, that's just something normal, like a German Shepherd or something. Shout out to CJ, he got a German Shepherd. Your homeboy wanted a cheetah?
He wanted, because he
Who
loves.
the fuck is this nigga? Michael Jackson?
He loves.
Yeah, how much money he got?
Man,
What the fuck?
he loves cheetahs.
Like, what the fuck?
He
Even to drop 50 on a cheetah?
he loves cheetahs. He doesn't have the money to get one right now, obviously, but like later in life, like one of the things he was talking about, like, I would really love to have a pet cheetah. And he looked, and like the state of Florida, the reason they're so fucked up with the environment is because they allow people to get the craziest shit as pets and realize they can't handle raising them, and then they release them into Florida, causing a whole lot of shit. It's because Florida does that.
It's happened a few times. Remember the Tiger King on Netflix, the special they dropped?
Man, yeah. I watched one episode and I was like, man, I'm already know I'm gonna hate the shit in this.
Yeah.
It's just like.
Yeah, because you are like a part of the rescue center, and he was like neglecting those tigers and.
It's really he had like a private collection, and doing whatever the fuck he wanted to with them. You know, it's different if you have a private collection and you run it like a sanctuary. Because, like, you know, one of the dudes we work with, Brandon, in the kitchen, he would like to own land in, like, Midwest USA and buy some rhinos. But, like, have them correctly. Because there is private ownership of rhinos, and it's gotten to the seriousness that people...
You can own a fucking rhino.
You can own a fucking rhino. But if
how do you contain a rhino?
Nigga, like, what the fuck you even feed a rhino?
Man, you feed that... Man,
that shit. I thought that shit weighs like a ton or two.
Man, okay, so because I work with rhinos,
I work with
rhinos, bro. This past summer, whole week, rhinos. I got pictures. I can send to CJ, so yeah, pop that bitch up.
Yeah, definitely.
But I work with rhinos. I mean, rhinos is not hard, but if you got horses, you got cow, like you grew up on a farm, but you can have a rhino.
Compare a rhino to a fucking horse or a cow.
The poop on my German Shepherd is bad. What is the poop like on a rhino? How is that cleaning that up?
A bowling ball.
A little bit smaller than a bowling ball. I mean, okay, so one of the things I did at the rescue center, we took this specific animal. I mean, I can say it because, like, I don't know if folks won't know what it is. But, so they had 2 pangolins. And if you don't know what a pangolin is, you can look it up. But I will tell you this, it is the most trafficked animal in the whole world. Like, worth more. Like, if a rhino horn is worth more than gold, if you have 1 pangolin, so they have them because 3 of them were confiscated by the Johannesburg airport. And it's like, because 3 of them were confiscated, they need to take them somewhere. So they took them here. But they lost 1, but they know it's somewhere in the sanctuary. It's just tough to locate, which is why they're training their canine unit to like sniff out their scent. But so the other 2 that they have, they put like a little modified otter tag because the pangolin tag is just too big and bulky to like be comfortable or like be cost effective. And then they put a little light to identify each specific one. So like Violet, they call her Violet because violence is not a very feminine name, so they call her Violet. And the other one, I forgot the other one's name because I didn't really work with that one, but I worked with Violet.
What is a pangolin?
So a pangolin is like it's closely related to the anteater, but it's built like a porcupine. And you don't look that shit.
This is an episode of Wild Kratts.
It walks like this. Cutest thing. Like, imagine like a cartoon elderly man or woman walking like that. So that's how like a pangolin walks. And it has like these claws that are meant for digging. Because they eat bugs, you know, and shit.
Gotcha.
And so every single day, They have 4 to 5. Yeah, that's a pangolin.
What the fuck?
Let me see.
That shit like an
That shit do
armadillo.
look like an anteater though.
That
What
shit
you
like an
say?
Armadillo,
armadillo.
anteater,
Anteater
porcupine.
So that's dangerous.
No, okay, no,
Is
it's
that
not
on your
really.
dangerous
What the
list?
fuck is that?
Is that on your dangerous list?
No,
What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
they're real chill. Cause like, okay, the worst if you try to
That
pick,
shit look rough as hell to pet.
I'm saying, so those are scales, and if you pick one up, they roll into a ball like an armadillo. And if your hand gets like, if you have a finger stuck in that bitch, you're gonna get cut, finger broken, cause like them scales are sharp, strong, and it's just not comfy. Like I remember like when I picked one up, she rolled up because like we were trying to take her back to the enclosure, because like every single day there's like 4 to 5 people that take the 2 pangolins they have out for a walk because they want to make sure these pangolins still exhibit like their natural behavior of walking around, foraging, and it's funny because like you don't think they move fast because like you this tall and they're that short, but like the reason the third one got lost because like he answered a phone call and like that 5 seconds he took his eyes off that thing, gone, can't see that shit in the bush. But yeah, we just take him on the walk.
And you were the guy to pick it up.
I had to pick it up just because like we had to go back on the Jeep.
You wasn't worried about your fingers, nigga?
No, man, my finger got fucking stabbed the fuck out of it. Like I
So you did pick it up.
I had to, bro.
And
like,
it
we had to
did
pick that
fuck you
thing
up.
up, put it to the Jeep.
And it broke your finger?
No, it didn't break my finger, but she tried rolling up in the ball because she was stressed because like she don't know me, and even the folks that she does know, she does the same thing, just not as stressed. But like it's good. She's showing natural behavior. But she tried rolling up into a ball and I have like my fingers like this, and like that part was just like it almost got stuck in there. And like before she even clenches, dog, like just like halfway through, I'm like, fuck, but I can't drop her, cause mind you,
Bullshit.
no, I can't.
Bullshit.
Can't drop her.
It's her and your fingers, nigga.
Man, that's the funny thing, cause like you know when you get real,
Daniel, you'll lose your fingers for an animal.
yes, this animal is worth more than millions of me, dog. Yes, this animal.
We think different, Daniel.
You know, we think cause that's the thing. It's like. It's tough.
Daniel, your
like,
fingers, bro.
man, I'll take that shit because it's like I don't want to hurt. Cause, bro, like
Yeah.
Bro, this nigga CJ is stupid, bro.
That nigga did say I'll take that shit. Pause. Wait, hold on. Yo, bro.
That's a major pause. What the fuck?
I'm not gonna stand there like an idiot getting fucking stabbed. I'm gonna be like, oh shit, put that thing down. You know, I ain't gotta drop that thing.
Yeah, bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, you call bullshit, but I had to do it, dog.
I'm dropping that motherfucker. She might be hurt a little bit. Ain't you a vet, nigga? You better put her ass in ICU and put her to the side, nigga. I ain't about to lose my fingers. I can't work with no other animal ever again. Now what?
That's crazy though.
That's crazy. No,
So
but
you
I say all this
of
because
stuff.
I say that shit because like when we was on the walk,
Yourself.
one of the dudes we was with, he was like, he's not a ranger, but he works there so much that he knows shit. So then I was getting like poop lessons from him, and what I mean that is because because like when you out in the bush, jungle, desert, Arctic, one of the things you should be looking out for is poop.
All right, before you continue that, 'cause I do want to hear what you have to say about that. A couple of episodes ago, we had this question that came up, and it was that if you had to be dropped off in the area with 3 things that you need to survive: Arctic, desert, Amazon,
A jungle.
or jungle, which one are you going with? 'Cause you didn't see all this shit.
No, I saw that episode, but
Oh, I fuck with you.
Hey, shout out to you.
Yeah.
no, I already knew my answer. Troy, I'm with you on that. Y'all are some. Bro, y'all are whack. Y'all are whack. These two motherfuckers said Arctic.
Yes,
Yes.
Dog.
No, break it down, Daniel.
Arctic.
Break it down,
Arctic.
Daniel.
All the
Come on.
First of
in the
all,
jungle.
off rip with that question, desert and Arctic are gone. Why? Because they're both the same thing. One is just a hot desert, like hot Arctic. The other is a cold as desert. Because it's like, bro, because it's like the desert is hot as fuck, but like
At night it gets cold
the
as
same.
shit.
It gets the same. No, because it's based on rainfall. What determines if it's a jungle, temperate rainforest, deciduous rainforest. Not only is it like the wildlife and the flora, the plants, it's also the amount of rainfall. The Arctic and the desert are the two places where you get the most minimal rainfall to survive.
I don't need rain in the Arctic.
Dog, you're crazy, God.
You're
Daniel,
crazy. Talk to these.
You're crazy.
Tell him.
He says
I'm
he don't.
sea fishing.
You've been for. Tell him, Daniel. You've been 15,
Bro, I'm
14
telling you,
countries.
if
Tell
I'm
these
in the
niggas, man.
fucking
Come on.
Arctic,
If I'm in the jungle, I'm
Hold
dead
on,
in 3 minutes.
hold on. Let the
Hold
guest
on.
speak. Let the guest speak. Hold on, bro. Hold on.
First, you got rainfall. Rainfall is important. Why? Because when you ain't got rain, you ain't got water. Because if one of the three things you got isn't...
Nigga, you was not thinking like this.
Come on, bro.
Come on, man.
It's different, man. This man was high that episode, and like he had
I'm high every episode. It doesn't matter.
Like
bro.
you had two dudes ganging up on you.
Thank you, bro.
It's
Pause.
like-
Don't
Pause.
speak up first, nigga. And what the fuck? Damn, you gotta say pause after you
Man, hold on, bro.
You said something sus.
Man,
Dude,
y'all thinking such shit. I can't help it, dog.
Yo,
It's not worth thinking. Man.
yo, Daniel, that was wild. But keep going, bro. Keep going.
I'm saying like, bro. Okay, so first of all, if one of the three things I got isn't like a tiny ass portable water filter,
That was one of my three
bro,
things.
I'm not getting water. And the
That was one of
Arctic-
my three things.
Hold on. But he says that. But like, what's the Arctic? That's just straight ice. And if I poke my head in that water, bro, that's a scary thing. You open yourself up just to drink water. Polar bears, leopards, seals, orcas, and like with the climate change we got going on for the past like 150 years, like it's less ice. So I'm a meet a orca or a leopard seal faster than I did before, versus like just having to worry about a polar bear. Because you did mention that. You said the only thing you had to worry about was a polar bear. Man, not only a polar bear, the lack of resources. There ain't food. You talk about sea fishing, but sea fishing ain't like what you think it is. I'm sea fishing, and if I'm lucky, I catch a fish after like days of fishing.
God damn,
I'm like,
said days.
you know that, and then back to it again. I'm spending all my time sea fishing.
All my days.
I'm not doing that, bro. I'm going to the jungle. Why? Hella resources. And the thing is,
That's what I was
when you go further to the equator, where the jungles all are, animals get smaller. So the predators I have to worry about are not as big as the predators I'd have to worry about in the Arctic if I ever have to meet one. Because the second I see one, I'm done. If I can visually see a polar bear,
Because once you see one,
Is
you
a
see
tiger?
one.
Is a tiger not big?
a tiger is big, but like
Oh, the spiders out there aren't big.
hold on now.
Venomous snakes.
Hold on now.
The
Hold
big
on
ass
now.
anacondas.
This is the beautiful thing about nature. A lot of shit is scared of humans because we that species. They not gonna fuck with us. A snake's not gonna fuck with us. Spiders aren't gonna fuck with us. Why? Because we're not prey. They can't eat us. Why would they waste the venom they need to hunt on this big ass thing he can't eat?
I've seen plenty of niggas get bitten by spiders.
Oh my-
Because they neglect it. That's the thing. It's the same as being underwater.
Yo,
If shit happens to you, it's your fault.
It's my fault that I go to sleep in the jungle, wake up, it's a big
A
ass black
spider's
widow on
not-
my face.
If a spider's on my face as I sleep, it's not going to bite me unless I startle it or give it a reason to startle it. That's why you got to be calm. Like you mentioned that question earlier, like this episode, like if shit happens, what you got to do to be calm, or like what do you do if you?
So
not
you're
calm?
telling me,
It's
Dan,
like, bro, you die.
You
So
wake up
I
with
got
a
a
black
big ass
widow on your
I got a big ass tarantula on my
face,
face.
and you're calm.
If I wake up,
You're calm.
bro. It's either that or I get fucking bit in the face.
You just look at it. It's just a reflex. You're not gonna flinch or nothing.
No, dog. That's the thing. You talk about reflexes, but it's all up here. It's all about your mental fortitude. If I have a black widow in my face crawling, I am not gonna freak out Cause by the time I freak out and
Bullshit.
by the time I
wanna
start
see it.
swatting,
Man.
bro, that Black Widow's right here. By the time I start swatting, 2-3 bites, right by my eye.
So you saying you finna let the motherfucker crawl down your face?
I'm gonna let that thing crawl on my face, turn slowly,
Nigga,
dog.
He better get this firearm safety out of here.
Dog, I'm telling you.
I was thinking about the Detroit nigga too. You told me I was talking about Detroit nigga. Turn slowly.
Turn slowly.
turn slowly
Yeah, I'm
roll.
turning
and
slowly
heaven.
and
Heaven.
letting that thing leave. And it's like,
What if it don't leave?
You gonna have a golf ball in your eye
What-
either way.
What if
He's
it
gonna be dead.
What if it
not.
crawls into your hair
no,
and
you're
like,
not. Because,
yeah, I
bro,
like living here.
even in high school, bro, like the football locker room, like because of this, like where it was, like we would get spiders. We would get. One time we had a snake, and before I could get to it, Nathan Perez killed it with a shovel. But
Before you could get to it, you was gonna save it.
hell yeah, I was gonna do my best.
You know, you meant for this.
But we got hella spiders, hella frogs, hella toads, and like we had a couple Black Widows, and it's like, man,
You pick them up.
yeah.
You got some cojones.
Me?
Me?
Black Widow.
I'm shaking.
This thing.
Oh, I see anything bigger than this in my crib, Daniel. I'm talking about you fuck with animals on a scale that I would never.
Never.
You understand?
With, like,
I see shit in my crib. I see a roach in my crib this much. I might jump on a chair. I feel like you the type of nigga, you see a roach in your crib and you fuck with cheetahs and shit, you be like, come on, let's go outside. And you let them go outside, you close the door.
Dog, because it's like you have to, like...
You don't even got raid at the crib.
Oh, no, I do have raid, man. Fuck them cockroaches. No, I don't get scared from cockroaches. I'm just not dealing with the disease they carry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, spray that bitch down.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not dealing with cockroaches.
It's not clean.
It's not clean. And I barely have them. I had, like, 2 cockroaches, and I was like, that's not the point. But no, yeah, like, because that's it. Like, because, like, I don't want to be just any vet. I want to be a wildlife vet. So it's like, I'm not dealing with dogs
you
and
want to deal
cats.
with extravagant
I'm dealing
animals.
with wildlife. Like, in a split second, these things can fuck you up because you're not expecting it. And it's unpredictable. I can't talk to it like I can with all y'all. And it's like, if I'm not careful, if I'm not calm at all times, I will get injured. I will get someone injured. Like my two months in Costa Rica, this one girl almost got rabies because of a fox that was rescued after a storm, and that fox had rabies and she got bit. And part of the negligence of like the 2-month-long stories, like the owners were like, oh no, you ain't gotta worry, rabies don't really exist in Costa Rica. And it's like, that's cool with dogs, raccoons, and all these animal coatis, but y'all didn't mention fox. You just assume because of all these other animals that fox had fucking rabies. And if she waited 7-8 more days to get the rabies vaccine, dead. And she goes to school in Emory. She right down the street type shit. And she was like, I think I got rabies. I think I got rabies. They didn't let her go see the doctor. They just tried to calm her down. By the time she got to the U.S., she was still feeling good. At a certain point, she was like, I'm starting to feel like something's wrong. Goes to the doctor, and he was like, man, if you waited 8 more days, that rabies vaccine wasn't going to do shit for you, man. You would have been counting your days. Poor thing. But it's like...
Is she still alive today?
Oh, no, she's still alive, man. Like I said, she got that shit 8 days before it would have not been effective. And so it's like, you have to be calm. Because, like, if you not calm, shit can happen. And it's like, your instincts are, like, telling you to, like, swat this damn Black Widow off your face. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you can get away with not getting bit at all, I'm gonna fucking take that route versus getting bit 3 times wherever it is on my eye. Because the smaller the animal is, the faster its reflexes are than you. That's why it's so hard to catch flies or, like, smack them in the air. Because, like, to them, we're moving, like,
I can catch a fly. I'm quick.
No, I can catch a fly too.
I can smack a spider on my
Man, you can
face.
catch the
I'll
the
smack a
shit,
black
but
widow.
it's like, man, like that's just survival of the fittest. The fly was just not fit to survive if you can catch it. But it's like that's why it's impressive if you can because at the end of the day, when you try to do that or like try to like do those type of motions, they see that shit 10 times the speed we see that shit. That's why they can move so easily. That's why when you catch flies, it's typically a movement that's like, because like you're going so slow, they can't predict where you're gonna go. Type shit.
Mm.
So it's like, or like there was that one video, I forget, where like he had like a dude hold his hands up, and he was like just trying to block my hand, and like he blocked every fast jab he took at him. But
You
like
talking about that video on Michael J. White?
Yeah,
I know what you're talking
And then he hit
about.
him with the slow
He hit him
jab.
with a slow one.
I know exactly what you're talking
It's
about.
the same thing, same principle.
Mm.
And it's like, point is, I'm not swatting that Black Widow. I'm not doing that. I'm turning, letting that shit go. But with that Kingaju shit, that motherfucker had his joints fucked up because like he used to be a pet. And the reason we had him is because like Costa Rica, like that year, they passed a law saying if you have wildlife as pets, please give them to a rescue center and please don't ever do it again. Because like we got to crack down on this. And like even in Atlanta, Zoo Atlanta has a whole cabinet full of confiscated shit from Hartsfield Jackson. Just people trying to traffic shit. I remember like growing up, elementary school, middle school, the touch pool in the Georgia Aquarium with the stingrays, every single one of them was confiscated from 2 water bottles. Because like they had 20 rays as babies in 2 plastic water bottles. This size. Confiscated. Hartsfield Jackson.
Sheesh. They came up.
It's not just human trafficking, it's animal trafficking, it's any type of trafficking, drug trafficking, anything.
Damn.
Hartsfield Jackson.
How much stingrays go for?
Man, I don't even know. I just know with shit like the rhino horn and
That's
like elephant
crazy.
tusk, like
How much a rhino horn go for? You said it's worth more than gold.
man, it's worth more than gold. Like a singular rhino horn, easy, 300, 400K, singular one, because it's like 3 to 4 grams, not grams. Fucking, I forgot. I'm forgetting my measurements. My bad. I think it's fuck. Whatever.
Who's buying them?
Bro, the fucking Yakuza, the Asian like crime syndicates. Cause like
What are they
Does it turn to
using for?
drugs?
they just turn them into like traditional stuff. Cause like it's like like spirituality and stuff gone wrong.
Okay.
Cause it's like
A little spiritual warfare.
yeah. Cause it's like they think
like
like
they
if I
close.
consume things of the rhino horn, I will get the essence of the rhino.
Yeah, it sounds like they need Christ.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not even that, because, like, you gotta realize, like, where there's money, shit's just gonna happen. And so, because, like, even Christians, like, the elephant tusk and the rhino horn, huge. Like, the museum up in New York, the Natural Museum, the reason those rhinos that are, like, taxidermy, the reason they have fake horns, the bread, like, some rich-ass dude from America went to Africa, killed his rhino, got the horn, made some money, and then donated the body to the museum in New York, in the Museum of Natural History, and all that. Like, if it says donated by, it's because it was killed, taxidermied, put there. But it's like, it's not really just a religion thing. It's more like a social culture thing. It's a social culture thing. Because spirituality is different from religion. Like, religion is like a specific practice of certain things, and the spirituality is just more like, it's more the shit religion kind of like pushed to the side.
I'm glad you realized that. You gotta tell that to these girls.
Yeah,
Because a lot of these spiritual girls just be hoes.
This
Reformed
CJ.
thoughts. Talk about spiritual.
it's two different things. Because like religion, like me and Alvin had a conversation about this at work. A lot of religion is like certain pieces of spirituality. Because if you notice, a lot of religions have a lot of the same principles, morals. Teachings are different, but like it's the same like foundation base. And those are like a lot of key points of like spiritual, like they basically like took from spirituality, put in like to this thing, and like that's like the structure of religion. That's why a lot of practices in like Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, like a lot of the messages are the same, told in different ways. But then, like, of course, like, you know, Christianity, like, we believe our Savior is Jesus Christ, and that puts us different from Jews and Muslims because they see him as a prophet. Those are the things that differentiate religions from each other, like the practices. But the foundation, the message is usually the same. And spirituality is like this whole different thing where it's like when you go into the energy of things, like when you go into like astrology is like bullshit is like a lot of modern shit is today. Because like people don't really look at astrology, like they don't go into like the deep star charts. Like if animals are affected by the positioning of the moon and the stars during different types of years, why would we be different type shit? So it's just energy. Spirituality is a lot of like energy, this and that, whereas religion is like it's not just this, is also this. There's a higher power. There's like if it's a polyamorous like religion, I think that I butchered the word. I don't think it's polyamorous. I think it's a different poly
No,
something.
polyamorous is a word. You talking
No,
about like
polyamorous is a word, but it's not in the sense of religions. It's like poly something,
you
where
talking
it's
about like where they believe in many gods.
like many gods, or like even if it's like a singular god like Judaism, Christianity, Islam, it's like you believe in a higher power, whereas spirituality is like we don't really believe in that. It's just all these like energy vibrations and all that. And I don't know. That's just my interpretation. Different interpretations, but going back to the original question with the rhino horn, yeah, just folks like they think if I consume this or like tiger balm, like shit made from tigers, like this cream, where people be like, my sexual like libido, like my sex drive is gonna be higher. I'm gonna be more powerful type shit because I'm getting the essence of the tiger. That's like pure cultural at that point, because like the religions over there, like Buddhism, Hinduism, like they don't believe in that, and it's just a matter of like cultural practice. Like their ancestors did this, so they continue to do this, and it's just, like all I know is like I forgot the measurement. Might be ounce, might be pounds. I think it might be pounds. I don't know. But like it's 3 to 4, easy 300 to 400K, and if it's a male rhino, that shit's gonna be like 8, 9.
Mm.
So it's like
8,
you're
900K.
like no 8, 9 as in the measurement.
Oh, okay.
I'm just too high to remember it.
How much money?
Bro? You're easily looking at 1 point something million
Oh shit.
off of one horn, off of a male horn that's fully grown, majestic, powerful. 1 point something million off of one horn.
Damn.
Like, and the penguin's more expensive than that.
That shit was so ugly, but I could tell.
I know it seems rare.
No, it's rare. But going back into the penguin, like, when we was going into the poops, like he was, cause like I said, you got like if you out there, you gotta look first thing first. Do you notice any poop in the area? Why? Cause where there's poop, there's something nearby. And it's like every time I found something, I would be like, "What animal is this from?" And he would tell me. And like I practiced that for like 4 or 5 hours. We were out there in the bush having this penguin like walk around, forage, and all that. And he would tell me every single one. And I took a picture, so I never forget. Made a little note, and it's crazy because it's like you can really see the tiny differences that lets you know if it's like a bush buck or a zebra. You know what I'm saying? Like depending on how you pronounce it. But elephant and rhino shit is a different world because it's like it's not just big, but those animals don't fully digest their food, and because they don't fully digest their food, their poop are like entire ecosystems. Like when we were taking a walk, we found a pile of not elephant. We found a pile of rhino poop. Took a picture of that.
Dung. Rhino
Rhino
dung.
dung. That thing was like that big. And so like
Well,
I
you-
kicked that up with my boot.
Damn,
Like I didn't
you kicked it up with your boot.
Wait, bro, because I just wanted to check it out, bro. You're curious.
No,
And
I'm
so-
not.
I'm
Don't
curious.
say you're curious.
Yeah,
You're curious.
I was curious. That's the proper pronoun. I was curious.
My bad. I was
Yeah,
curious
to look at the shit.
to look at the shit.
The giant rhino dung.
So like, if this is like the top of the pile, I kick my boot on the tip to make it look like this. And when I did that, the entire inside of the mound, of the poop mound, was red.
What the
The
fuck?
reason it was red is because termites went in there, and it was so nutritious that they created a whole mound.
Wait, so are you saying shit is healthy?
Elephant and rhino shit are like such like ecosystems for smaller organisms.
They eat like grass and
like-
shit though, right?
Huh?
They eat like grass and shit though.
Bro, they eat grass, alfalfa, hay, type shit. Like, that's same diet as a cow. That's why a male elephant's a bull.
All the shit is the same.
It's like they eat the same thing. They're grazers. They eat the grass. It's the same shit. But the thing about a cow and an elephant, a cow has 4 stomachs. They're getting all that nutritional value they need. And when they shit, like, yeah, they have manure, and we use that as fertilizer.
Manure.
That's crazy.
I would be messing up with how to pronounce that word. It's a weird word. But elephant and rhino, they don't fully digest their food, and they're not ruminants in the same sense as like cows. And so they don't fully digest it. And it's like, when I kicked that thing up and I saw like termites, like upon termites, I picked her up. I picked up Violet, put her on the poop, took a picture, and she just went in.
Who the fuck is Violet?
Violet, the little pangolin.
The pangolin.
The penguin's eating the shit and the termites.
The pangolin's not eating the shit. The pangolin's eating the termites.
That's in the shit.
That's in the shit. Because there was so much termites. She was in that thing for a solid 20 minutes, just, type shit. Because it's like.
And then you picked her up.
Yeah, I had to pick her up. No one
Did you
wanted.
have on gloves?
No, we didn't have gloves.
Oh my God.
No one wanted to do it because she was just in shit. But I was.
Yeah,
like,
you put her there.
You put her in the
we were
shit.
taking.
No, you keep saying we and
Okay,
you.
I'm saying we.
That's why you had to pick her
I'm
up.
saying we.
Your team was
I
like
wasn't the only
Daniel.
one there, dog. I wasn't the only one there. There was several of us, and like we gotta make sure she's out there doing natural shit. So like, what's natural? She found these termites. She eating the fuck out of them. So, you know what I'm saying? Like we put her there.
It's not no. I put her on. Y'all got to take them off rule.
Okay, well, no one wanted to do it because like you gotta realize when it comes to working with animals, like as a guy, off rip, I'm a minority because it's mainly women. So you got like, I don't know, bro. Because
So they got you doing all the
man, they
heavy
had me
lifting.
doing all the shit, all the heavy lifting, all the
bullshit.
dirty
All
shit.
the
They don't
dirty
do.
jobs.
Yeah. Go in that rhino den and pick
get
up
the
all
dung.
that shit. Yeah.
Get all the dung.
Pick up all that shit.
And take samples. Take samples of all the dung. Take samples of all the dung and bring it to us so we can perform tests on the dung.
See, that's why I love my girlfriend so much because like I met her in Thailand. And
She live out here though?
yeah, she lived out here. She grew up in Rhode Island, went to college, undergrad, in University of Massachusetts.
Rhode Island.
But we met in Thailand. We would have never met if it wasn't for Thailand. I love her so much because like this woman would get down and dirty, like deep in there with me. Like when I was in South Africa, we had to clean out the septic tanks for the flamingos. When I tell you the most disgusting animal I've ever worked with,
So
flamingos,
is that the dirtiest job you've ever done?
I think the dirtiest job would have to be the flamingos.
The
Anything.
flamingo,
And
a
your
flamingo
girl got in
septic
there.
tank?
And your girl got in there and cleaned that
Oh no,
shit
she
with
got
you.
in there with me.
That's a real
She
one.
didn't want to,
But she got
but
in
she
there.
got in
What
there
was
with
the
me.
smell
I didn't have
like
to
in there?
convince her
Boy, you
nothing.
got
What was the
solid.
smell like in there?
No, we solid, man. I love that woman.
Yeah,
What
you
was
got
the
you a
smell
solid
like in
one.
there?
Yeah, she wasn't too bad. They actually maintained it really nice. But flamingo, just overall, they smell like shit. That septic tank smelled like shit. Gunk everywhere. Just black sludge dripping off the walls.
Oh,
We got in
hell
there.
no.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Pause. You
that was
just
the
two hand
dirtiest
hold
shit.
him. Two hand hold him. I'm under.
Dirtiest shit I ever had to do. Clean out that tank. I took a picture of that shit.
That's a dirty job. That could be on Discovery Channel. Septic tank
props
for
to
flamingos.
plumbers and people that do that shit for human homes. Like when that shit builds up, props to them. That shit's nasty. That's why they get paid money. 'Cause ain't no one else want to do that shit.
The smell of it is just.
But to do it for flamingos, because I put this shit right here. Flamingos, humans, right there, disgusting creatures.
Flamingos disgusting.
Yeah,
Why?
it's kinda-
Flamingos more disgusting than humans. I will say that.
That is.
Some of the most foulest shit I've ever smelled in my life came from a locker room. But flamingos, I say a solid times 5 to 10, depending on your smell tolerance.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. I had a friend like one of the ladies that was like in charge of the South Africa program. She said one time when she kicked over a pile of rhino shit, butterflies erupted like a volcano. Because they was just living in there, eating.
Living in the shit.
Yep.
Waking up to shit. Going to sleep to shit.
Going to sleep to shit, eating, going to sleep. The second she kicked that shit over,
So
Lion King number 2.
So shit is valuable. That's what you're telling me.
Well, that shit has so much. I give it.
Is human shit valuable?
Absolutely not. Like when you get
It's all waste and death.
When you get higher in the food chain, like the more meat you eat, like the lower value your poop becomes.
I thought you just told me you can get paid for your shit though.
That's different though, because that's a different reason. For a different purpose. But I'm saying like in nature. Like the reason
He's talking about the way things decompose in food. The poop can be used as a food source for these other animals.
and you just base it off of like basic biology.
Human poop doesn't have shit in it because we eat McDonald's and Sprite and all that shit.
And
that's why it goes right down the drain. No animals eating our shit.
And it's like you just gotta look at the food pyramid.
Rhino poop, gold.
Bro, big facts.
Human poop,
the first level, the shit that eats just grass and shit, they right there. And like you go up, and like the top predators like tigers, lions, humans, like our shit is not as like valuable nutrition wise as those at the bottom of the pyramid.
So what was you talking about the other day?
Oh, you talking about the one I told you?
Yeah. Because they need to know.
No, I got you. For reference, there was this thing I signed up for that I learned in microbiome class back in undergrad, and when I finally found the opportunity to like capitalize on it, I took it. But there's these labs all over the country that do FMTs, which is fecal microbiota transplant, if I'm correct.
Wait. Fecal. That mean poop.
Damn right. So, for people suffering from Crohn's and other diseases of the gastrointestinal tract, they do this because they're missing the healthy microbes to like digest their food. And so what these labs do, they accept donors. And this lab that I applied to is the lab that pays the most per donation. And they're so strict that it's like
donation for what, gang?
Oh, I'm gonna get to it. So strict that the application takes 6 months. And so like the donation is you donate your poop. You donate your poop.
Nigga, this ain't no plasma, nigga.
You donate your poop.
This ain't no plasma.
I'm gonna need you to use proper terms. You donating fecal matter?
I'm donating feces.
How do you donate it?
You put it in a bag.
A bag?
Dry ice.
Wait.
A box.
A bag.
No.
Don't go too quick. Don't go too quick.
Are you shitting in the toilet? Are you shitting in the bag?
I'm about to tell you.
How do you shit in the bag?
In the dry ice? Yo.
No, that's the funny thing. So like, okay, so like with the process is 6 months. And then within the 6 months, there's like 5 different steps. And like the first step, 80% of the applicants are filtered out. I got past that. But the first step is a questionnaire. They ask you, how long were you breastfed? How were you born? How's your diet as a child? How's your diet now? Are you active? How active? What do you do? How much do you weigh? How much body fat you got? Everything. They ask everything. And then
they want the best shit.
They want the best fucking shit out there. That's
fecal
why.
matter.
That's why they pay $500 per sample.
$500
$500 per sample.
per dump.
If you sent a sample every single day for a whole year, you would make $180K.
How much is that per gram?
Fuck if I know, man. I ain't never.
They paying per
Nigga, it don't even
gram.
matter. He said
Do you have to
shit
weigh it?
once a
No,
day
it's
and
a
send it
sample.
off.
It doesn't matter about per
180
weight.
grams.
So it could be a little shit, and they'll still give you
I
500.
mean, if you got a little shit, you don't want to submit that because you don't want to lose.
They don't
your
want no
job.
pebbles.
So you
no
want
pebbles. You want not.
you want the
this.
log.
Like you want like even if it's small pieces, how many pieces? If it's like a good amount of pieces, that's one big sample. You don't get paid for each individual piece. You get paid for that one sample.
For the one
that day.
sample.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like,
How do you get it in the bags?
that's what I'm saying. So for the second step, I had to learn how to like actually do it. So like the second step, if you got past the first one, they ask you to take pictures of your shit 5 straight days and take pictures of your physical appearance, of any activities you typically do, and then submit it. And so the first day, I got a typical paper bag and I shot in the toilet. I put the rim up, laid the grocery bag out, put the lid down, took a shit fell in the bag. Wait. That's not the best option though. And I took a picture and I was like, damn, bro, this could have been better. I feel like because it landed in the bag, maybe touched the surface of the water. I don't know. That was the first day. The second day, I just took a shit like normal, took a picture from the toilet, and I can see why they don't recommend that for a submission because they can't really like see every bit of it. And then the third day, this was the day that I was like, this is the best method for me if I end up getting accepted. I'm going to do this every day. Get gloves, pick that shit up, put it in a bag, dry ice, send that shit out. So I took a check box from an old textbook back in undergrad. I opened it up, like a little gift box. I tore open a grocery bag, laid it out, put paper towels, like just two, not too much.
Yeah, not too much waste.
Not too much waste, because if I'm doing this every day, I don't want to be spending.
Yeah, too much money.
You know what I'm saying? Spending too much money, too much waste. Don't want to do that. So I just put 2. And that's enough, because the check box was like this big. I only need 2.
It's a small box.
I put that bitch in a secluded area. Thankfully, the 3 days that I did this, I did it at my parents' house, so I did it in the garage, because if I did that shit in my apartment, when I did the way with the plastic bag, man, that bathroom fucking stank. I don't think y'all understand how much like of that stench is just in the toilet.
Yeah.
Versus if I just shat on the floor.
Yeah, it's like God, it's like a dog. It's like when your dog shits.
Even worse, bro, because dog shit smell way better than human shit. And it's
I don't know about that.
I'm telling you, bro. I'd rather be in a room full of dog shit than human shit.
Okay, let's not get off topic. I don't want to talk about dogs.
No, we're not talking about that. But so
the secluded area with the box.
I put that shit in the garage. I locked the garage door so no one could bust in.
Nobody wants to smell that.
No one wants to smell that. No one wants to see that. But like, I had to lock the door because what happens if someone didn't know? And I would squat like this.
Pause.
I'm just showing you. And just shit in a box. For how long? I was just shit. I did that for 3 straight days.
No way you squatting down that low shit in the box.
Wait.
No, did they accept your
No, fuck that. When it's time to send the shit off, what are you telling the people at the postal office? Like, are you telling them, yo, it's shit inside this box?
Are they handling it with care?
Are they putting fragile on that motherfucker?
I hate y'all, bro.
Yo, cause if I'm a postal office worker, you come in and you hand me a box of shit, I'm gonna throw that shit.
Can you imagine if his parents just opened it?
Hey,
Daniel!
Dang, I made you a PB&J.
Are you shitting in the box? I have a lot to explain.
Son, we have a toilet right there. What are you doing?
No, I told my parents before I did this shit so they wouldn't look at me funny.
And they were just what they say.
They was okay with it.
I mean, my mom
Not okay.
my mom is
with
a
it, but
pharmacist, so she knows what it's about. My dad was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Okay, what are you telling the people that you hand the shit to when it's time to ship it off?
I'm gonna just say this is a donation,
So my
So
question
you're
is,
not
they're
telling them it's a
transferring.
box of shit.
man. If they
This
continue,
box containing so many germs, like they
I'm
don't
gonna
even.
tell them a lot of scientific terms after I say, if you want to know what kind of donation it is a fecal donation to this lab in California.
Fecal.
Yeah, fecal. We gotta say fecal.
Gotcha.
Throw in some proper scientific terms
Gotcha.
and just like elevator pitch type description.
No, but my question is, are they transferring the use of this lab in California? They're taking your poop and they're transferring it into other people's intestines because they don't have the microbes.
So the way they do it, like the healthy microbes you got, some of it comes out with your poop. And so what they do, they take the poop sample, they divide it up depending on the size of it into different quantities.
Quadrants.
Yeah, I don't want to say quadrants, but just quantities, and like they cultivate the microbes, put it in pills, and just give them to people. It's a
Is this FDA approved?
no, it's a new
It's new.
it's when I say new, I'm talking about like when I first heard of this, it was like back in 2018.
So that's 5 years ago.
And I mean, but keep in mind, I learned about it when I got into college because like when I went to microbiology class for undergrad, this was one of the topics we talked about because like Crohn's disease is serious. Like
Yeah, it is.
Like
I know
you-
somebody with Crohn's disease, like, yeah, like it's a very serious disease. And,
So these fecal
people
pills
really
help.
do hit on this right here. And, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cause like y'all gotta realize how important this is. Like although like it's different if you're a woman because you also have to like contribute like put credit on your hormones.
Yes.
Like when you go on your periods, like you get cravings. But as a man, we don't get we don't get periods. But like we still get cravings like if we're not like disciplined. And like women do this like it happens to them too, but like they also have to factor in the hormones, so it's even worse for them. Like they have to go through more shit. But like when we get cravings as humans,
Cravings the fuck.
yeah, cravings to eat some certain shit, a lot of times it's the microbes in
There's something
here
wrong with you.
sending signals to your brain. I want to eat this. We want to eat this. We want to eat this. So then your brain's like, I'm craving this. And so that's how serious it is. But like when you have Crohn's and other like disease, I say Crohn's so much because like that's the number one. But like all those diseases that like affect you here, like these people like are missing so much that like they don't want to move out of their bed because they feel so much pain in their gut. They need to eat food, but they can't eat because like their body's like, what? Like I ain't got the shit to digest this because like the microbes be helping our like like our shit like digest it and absorb it into the body, and it's like they don't have that shit. So it's like you're in constant torture and pain because like you want to eat but you can't eat. You want to get up but you can't get up, and it's like you just don't want to do shit. You just want to lay down and like hope the pain passes away. So like with these like FMTs, it's like a more recent thing due to modern science.
Does that stand for fecal matter transfer?
I think it stands for fecal. I always mess up with the M's, but it should be fecal microbiota transplant.
Yeah.
So they're taking the microbes from a healthy person, putting it in a pill, and giving it to someone, so those microbes from that pill start to populate. They start to colonize your own insides.
But yeah, I mean, I guess people need it. It is a need for it, but it's just it goes on the list of dirty jobs
Definitely.
because someone has to do it, and it is people out here who need help, just like people out here who need kidneys. Not everybody wants to give a kidney, but it's people out here who need some. So and some people who really just got to sit, focus, and be determined and disciplined, and do it. And I'm glad it's people like you out there.
Oh no, I got
Shitting in
rejected.
boxes and garages. What?
Damn.
Yeah, I got rejected.
All that work?
All that work. Because, like, the first step, 80% of the applicants get rejected. The second step, 90% of the people that passed get rejected.
Mm.
Damn.
Yeah, no, it's tough. The third step's an interview, which is the easiest of the steps. The fourth step, I forget if there's a fifth, but the fourth step, I think you actually send a physical sample to them. And then they would test it, and then you pass. Or maybe if there's a last
So
step.
they
that
didn't
you
even
gotta do.
test your poop yet?
Nah, man, just
And you was giving this shit to people in the postal office?
Man, like, you know how girls be taking Instagram pics? I was doing that with my poop, taking different angles, different lighting.
For some shit.
Yeah.
He was taking Instagram pictures of poop. You was
You
doing
was
it on
putting
a
filters
sink.
on them?
Filters on the
Putting
poop.
filters on them?
You
No,
was
I didn't put- I
editing the
can't-
lighting.
I can't edit that shit because it has to be like they're serious about it. Like, if you get accepted, I mean, at that point, like, if you pass the last step, you still get accepted. But like, if something's wrong, they can like heavily sue the shit out of you. So it's like you don't want to lie. You can't lie. You even if you feel like lying in the questionnaire, don't do it because like if you waste their time, they will take your life
If you
financially.
want to shit in the box and you lie on the application, they will come find you.
They will come find you because it's 180K a year to live healthy and shit. 180K.
They want that fecal matter.
Well, Dane, we appreciate you stopping by, man. It's been a funny ass episode, bro.
Funny ass episode, man. We appreciate it. Bro.
Gotta have a part two.
Different view and eye on this, man. We definitely gonna have a part two.
I still
later.
disagree about the Arctic and rainforest.
Yeah,
I still disagree.
We can debate that another
Because Joe
day.
Rogan's on our side,
Yeah,
and he's been to 14 countries too.
he's been all over the world.
And we definitely gonna have a part two episode 12 as well, man. Tackling the other topics that we want to talk about. But thank you, Daniel, for coming by, man. All in love, man. All in one, man.
All in one.
Appreciate y'all tapping in with us, man.